what are some of the key differences between the previous Industry Guide 7 requirements and the new rules under SK 1300? To start, Industry Guide 7, or IG7, is simply a two-page document with a very short list of required disclosures and an even shorter list of definitions. Contrary to its name, it's rather vague and doesn't provide all that much guidance for reporting companies to follow. In comparison, SK 1300 is quite voluminous, expansive, and prescriptive regarding required information and supporting documentation. A few of the key differences include the things such as the definition of what a mineral may be considered. Under IG7, this is not defined. Under SK 1300, it states that a mineral may include things such as dumps and tailings, geothermal fields, mineral brines, or any other resource extracted on or within the Earth's crust. Some specific exclusions are made for oil and gas resources, other types of gases, and water. Regarding exploration results, disclosure of exploration results under IG7 was prohibited previously. Now under SK 1300, disclosure of exploration results is required as long as the property is considered material to the registrants. Mineral resources were only permitted to be disclosed under IG7 when required by foreign law, for example, filing under an NI 43-101. However, many companies have circumvented this and reported resource material actually as non-reserve materials. Under SK 1300, disclosure of resources is required again and must also be supported by an independent assessment. Mineral reserves under IG7 were required to be disclosed and had to be supported by a final bankable feasibility study. And disclosure under SK 1300 also requires reserves to be reported. However, they must now be supported by either a pre-feasibility or feasibility level study. Commodity pricing under IG7 was based on a trailing 3-year average. And the updated rules now require that commodity pricing must be reasonable, but it also must be supported by detailed market study. Qualified persons, under IG7, there was no specific requirement. However, in principle, professional judgment was to be applied and consent of the professional was required for disclosure in annual reporting. Under SK 1300, it states that the independent or internal QPs must be involved in the preparation of the required technical studies and the disclosures. Required disclosures under IG7 required a summary description of certain items for each mine, plant, or other significant property in annual reporting. SK 1300 requires disclosure for registrants with multiple mining properties, as well as disclosure of internal controls. Additional disclosures are also required for any properties considered material by the registrants.